This week, we're discussing how the 118 handled the world's worst game of hide and seek,
how Eddie was serving looks and other things while bleeding out in an elevator,
and how, according to Tim, Oliver, and Ryan, Buck will be embracing his newly minted single dad status with the help of Eddie. See you in season 10.
Have you ever watched something that completely rewired your brain chemistry?
A procedural network drama might not be your usual pick, but it's ours.
This is The Buddy System, a 911 yapathon hosted by three friends who have DM'd each other enough character dissertations to earn a PhD in media literacy.
I'm Han, coming to you straight from the characters' heads.
I'm Sil, bringing you to the observation deck.
And I'm Rachel, connecting the dots with my red string.
With our powers combined,
no stone is left unturned.
And no buddy is left behind. Welcome to the Buddy System. This is our 13th special episode covering season 9. Today we're talking about season 9, episode 18.
Titled Hearts and Flowers, written by Molly Green and James Leffler.
Directed by Bradley Baker. And the director of photography is Andrew Mitchell.
Yeah, let's go, Andy.
Andy.
Sorry, no.
Let's go, Andy. Let's go, Andy.
Go off, Andrew. Let's go, Andrew.
Let's go, Andrew.
Let's go, Andrew. Let's go.
Come on, Andy. You got this. That shadow and light. A++. Beautiful.
That movement.
Mm-hmm.
We still got to work on that.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
We're trying here.
We're really trying. Okay, so this is our last episode review of season 9. What worked well? Go.
So the beginning sequence of this episode with the ambulance scene, the way that was shot was so cool. There was so much tension it like dropped us right in the middle. It felt like a drama. It was like right in the middle of the action. Everything was moving. It gave us that red herring of thinking that they were working on Athena because she had just got shot in the previous episode. So it's like, of course they responded to her because like it's the 118 and that's, you know, what they do. And with Eddie and Hen treating who turned out to be not Athena, to have that red herring where it was like, oh my God, it's Athena. They're working on Athena. Oh my God, she's almost dying. Wait, that's not Athena. But then to like red herring or like plot twist and have Athena actually arrive right as they're bringing the patient into the emergency room, I thought was excellent. That was so good with the pacing, the camera work, all of that like movement. Everything felt so tense. And that kind of like set the tone for the rest of it.
Another thing that worked well is that our guy, Andrew Mitchell, continues to be the GOAT when playing around with light and shadows, bring a particular atmosphere in the scenes presented. So like, for example, like shutting the hospital in darkness as May and Ravi play hide and seek with Anatoly. So like I when I first watched the episode, I actually missed the DP credits, even though in the back of my head, I was like, it's most likely Andrew Mitchell. But what really confirmed it was when he finally got to this kitchen scene with Anatoly and Detective Hooks, because it was like the lighting felt very 817 Buck and Eddie kitchen fight. So that's when I was like, oh, yeah, this is Andrew Mitchell.
Well,
yeah,
I kind of thought it from the opening scene because of the like really shaky cam, like in your face, because that reminded me of the 817 kitchen fight.
Everything reminds us of the 817 kitchen fight. Her. If you're new here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I love, and that's like from day one, I think, because 801 was like our first Andrew Mitchell episode. And from the first scene, we were like, ooh, the movement is so cool.
This is different.
So like to me, like his movement, like great with the light and shadow, but like to me, like the movement in his episodes are so distinct that I'm always like, that's our guy.
Yeah.
You're all our guys, but you know.
I really love that like we can kind of just look at an episode and not see the credits, because sometimes when we're watching them the first time, I usually miss it too because I'm like zeroed in on what's actually on scene. But like we can hazard a pretty good guess between them. It's like, oh yeah, that's a PJ Russ. Oh yeah, that's an Andrew Mitchell. And it's like, I feel so proud of us.
If Eddie looks extra beautiful
and there are like neon lights,
that's Russ Dog.
And a PJ Russ. Yeah.
That's our Russ Dog special.
It's PJ Russ. If it's a lot of movement of the camera and really interesting like shadow work, especially in the interiors.
Yeah.
That's Andrew.
Yeah.
I really liked that they brought back McCluskey in Athena's coma dream to help her come to terms with needing a new change of pace and kind of like getting off that hamster wheel that she's kind of been on for such a long time. I thought that was a great moment to harken back to 904 with all of those flashbacks that we had. And I love Athena just kind of getting a chance to like talk to either herself, like in 904, or like someone of her past. That means a lot to her. I think that was pretty well done. And it was a nice little surprise. We have more thoughts on that, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. We also liked that we got to revisit Eddie's struggle with his faith from 905, Dia de los Muertos, and adding basically more trauma to the pile.
Yeah.
Of the Catholic guilt
religious
sense.
Trauma.
Love that for him. Emphasis on the trauma.
Speaking of which, can we have a round of applause for the Eddie elevator scene?
And the stabbing face down in the chapel scene. And the dragging himself to the elevator scene. Just
that whole sequence.
Show stopping.
Hang it in the loop.
No, literally.
Literally. Beautiful. Artistic.
The amount of times that I've seen it, it might as well be there.
Show stopping.
I think I've seen that scene more than my own family.
100%. Like, with all the edits out there.
I mean that so genuinely.
Same.
All the edits.
Supercuts.
Oh my God.
It has gone triple, quadruple, like quintuple platinum in fandom and in our minds.
The chat went wild.
The chat went, oh my God. The chat in our Patreon live reaction was the funnest place to be because everyone was just like, Eddie's dying! Oh my God!
But
look at him! And then like the whole like, you know, him just like, just all of it. Like the shirt ripping and just no one was marked safe.
It was incredible. And I think I said, this is incredible while that was happening. And that was one of the only inside thoughts I let come outside because there were a lot of thoughts that I was like,
so many.
You're reacting. You have to keep that and save it for later.
You have to keep that tape.
You have to text this to Rachel and Syl later. Not say it in the live reaction.
I think my default, unfortunately, is just laughing.
Yes. Well, all of us.
Because I couldn't, the thoughts were inside, locked in, the head, like, I just, no. I had to laugh.
We had to be demure and mindful. I think we reacted on camera as well as we could have hoped we would.
Yeah.
Because that was I'll just say it was indecent.
No, it was pornography. It was
At
literally pornography at 8 p.m. on ABC.
Hey, and you know what? I don't know. Something about educational purposes at the social media manager on ABC. Like, I know that they knew what they were doing.
100%. Everyone knows what they were doing.
Especially Ryan Guzman. God bless you.
Who seems, and
God
rightfully so proud of that performance.
You put your whole ass into that, and we appreciate it.
I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it. That's why I said his whole ass, which is still a lot.
And I mean, honestly, he's got a right to be very proud of that scene because
should be.
That was quality television.
Wow.
My favorite part of the episode.
I know. I mean, I think it was everybody's favorite part of the episode.
It's one of my two favorite parts of the episode.
Yeah.
And here's my thing is that, I mean, there's arguments to be made. Was it a nothing burger for Eddie? Was it not a nothing burger for Eddie? We'll get into it a little bit. But was anyone really complaining? No.
They were complaining after. They needed their moment.
Yeah, but most people weren't. Or if they were complaining, they were like, but like, I still love it. You know, like they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were giving.
It was like,
but
yes,
I will
thank
say,
you.
Like on a serious note, like we always give Oliver the flowers because we're like, oh my God, he does agony so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the first time that we've really gotten to see like Ryan do this level of, oh my God, I'm literally dying for like an extended amount of time because it's like, we see
because
like
the shooting he got passed out.
Exactly. And then for the well, it was like, first of all, like everything was covered. So we could only see like a little bit of his face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, again passed down the water.
He did a little good. He did a little bit of good pain acting in 913.
Oh, for sure.
This takes
but this is like, as far as like seeing how much pain he's in for an NDE, this one is topping them.
What is this conversation?
I'm trying to give him props for the good acting.
Yeah, I think the most that we would have seen like NDE suffering would have been 315 with Eddie Begins, but he was still like in that like firefight sort of thing and then passed out.
Yeah.
So this I think was more extended and like
this was beautiful. Make him suffer again.
Yeah.
Amen.
He milked that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so sorry because Ryan's like, hasn't he had enough like gunshot wounds and like stat? No, he hasn't.
Hit him again.
He can get stabbed again.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, stab him again.
Oliver being like, he should have stabbed him again and put a little more.
Oliver is right.
Correct.
Moving on. Another moment that I love is when I get to see Tia Pepa on my screen. We got to have a Buckley-Diaz family hospital scene where we had Buck and Eddie. Buck basically at Eddie's bedside, and then Tia Pepa comes in with Christopher, and it's just, oh my God, look at it. Beautiful family.
I say that him dying was my favorite, but obviously the Buckley-Diaz scene is my favorite.
Yeah.
Especially because Tia Pepa is there. Like, come on.
Yes.
Always bring Terry Hoyos back. Always. Queen.
I also really enjoyed Esteban going to El Paso to live with the Diaz.
They got their their redo son.
They really did.
They can stop trying to take Chris now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was adorable and also leaves it wide open for him to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And better than the option I thought was going to happen, which was that Eddie was going to adopt a fully grown man.
No, I thought we were getting like roommates. But
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Which, like, to be fair, I was on board with. I thought about it for like 2 seconds. So I was like, yeah, actually, that'd be fun. And then it was like, oh no, he's going to El Paso. And I was kind of disappointed about it. But like him going to the Diaz's is like poetic hilarity.
I love Esteban. He just has heart eyes for Eddie. And honestly, you know what?
Valid.
If the other thing doesn't work out, I'll take this.
Wow.
This is a joke, guys. This is a joke. This is 100% a joke. But I will say, I think it's really funny that the Diaz's are going to be stuck with a guy who's like, Eddie's so great.
Eddie has a silver star.
Yeah.
Eddie's so amazing. Yeah. Your son is so amazing. And it's like every single day. Yeah. Every single day, just him being like,
no, they should know.
Eddie's such a good guy. Eddie's so amazing. He helped me out with this and he put me with you guys.
Eddie was the light in the darkness. And they're like,
Eddie was the light in the darkness. Yeah. And they're probably like, oh my God. Sending him back to LA immediately.
We were in the dark and then there was a light and Eddie was like an angel.
Oh my God.
Okay, now we're just writing fanfic.
Okay, but no, for real. I mean, actually, I'll save that for the wish list, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm
Why
thinking.
am I imagining him like voiceover the way that What's-His-Face does in the Ant-Man movie?
Yes! He does remind me of him. Yes! Yes,
just like the recap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
like,
that would be so funny.
That's how he's telling, you know,
Helena and Ramon.
Oscar Miranda, like he has a cadence part. He can do it.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all of his like reels or TikTok.
Yes.
He's just a funny guy. Yeah, bring him back.
Yeah. Bring him back.
And we'll talk about it more on Wish List.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we all really enjoyed Baby Nash's birthday party. Anytime we get an opportunity to like get everyone all together is really sweet. It felt very season 3. And then specifically in this episode, the way that everyone was paired up, except for Eddie and Athena, for obvious reasons. But like we had Buck and Harry paired up, which I think was really lovely to have, especially with Athena being in such peril that Harry had Buck to lean on and Buck was there for him. We had May and Ravi teamed up. I think we got to see how well they work as a team, like their dynamic. And Hen and Chimney, just like old times, paramedic duo. reading each other's minds. And then Maddie and Josh, obviously, which I love that they were able to bring Josh into this to work from the dispatch side. So I thought that always works really well. And then they all come together at the end, which is like what we like to see. Yeah. So like the way they were fractured off or paired off in ways different than the season 8 finale and then came together. So I like that they still did like the separating thing, brought them together, but it did feel differently than last year as well.
All right. So what could have worked differently or better?
Okay, so for me, I kind of thought overall it was a fairly solid finale. It delivered kind of exactly what it was advertised to be, especially in the promo. And I feel like we kind of know what to expect for season finales for this show, in which that we know they don't really love to do cliffhangers, which is fine. I think I would have just loved more time in this, like for this episode. Like an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever. You know, in the olden days when you used to have like a double episode finale.
2-hour finales.
Like I would have really liked that because I would have loved to see more time with everyone at the party, more time to develop Buck's decision to foster Theo. Yeah, just like I would have just liked to see more. But I understand time constraints. Blah, blah, blah.
So I really would have loved literally any other way for Buck to have been inspired to foster Theo. That line from Harry, like being the deciding factor, felt so weird to me. Like,
it's kind of abrupt.
It was very abrupt. And I feel like I'm not even like, oh, it should have been Eddie. Would have loved that, obviously. But like with Hen, with Maddie, with literally anyone else who wasn't a child, just being like, everyone else has kids here besides us. Makes you wonder where we fit in. Bro, you are a child. You're 18 years old. And why is that the thing that made you look around the room and go, yeah, let me get one of my own? Maybe. I don't think that was the actual internal processing of like how he decided to foster Theo, but that's what it made it seem like it was.
Yes.
And it weird. And that's weird.
Yeah, because it was kind of odd coming from Harry, who is of the adults the most like
youngest.
Yeah, the closest to child age.
Yes.
And it's like he's not thinking about that. He shouldn't be thinking about that yet. Also, you have like May and Ravi right there. Like we saw them.
Yeah.
But it was obviously not in that moment where like
well, he has got no prospects right now, so I guess that's also why he didn't include them. I think it's like for him, it's for Harry specifically. It's kind of like, well, I've got no girlfriend. My best friend, my developing, I guess, best friend is hanging out with my sister, and that's his girlfriend. I'm looking at the people that I work with; they all have children,
except for Big Bro Buck.
Except for this guy. Except for this guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a weird thing for Harry to say because he's 18, 19, whatever.
But for Buck,
it's a weird thing for Buck to go, I should foster my biological child.
It's a big leap.
I just don't think, I would like to think that that's not actually the deciding factor that like made him decide to do that. But it is unfortunately what the narrative made it seem like it was.
What it looked like on screen. Yeah.
The way it was cut made it
so
feel more that way.
I would have loved for literally anything else to have been the like instigator. I know like pressed for time. Maybe there was more things that was cut. I would just loved if it was something different. And I would love if next season we open up hearing some more about
the why.
The why.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I wish we could have had a little more time to like develop that.
Yes.
I think that would have worked better, but in time.
This is kind of like maybe, but also it's kind of fine the way it is. Like Eddie getting stabbed for a purpose, I think would have worked a little better for me. Like if he figured out who Anatoly was and then he like was trying to protect Athena instead of just like, you know, just chilling in the chapel.
He insulted his dad
and trying to leave. But it is funny that his ass got stabbed for talking shit. So I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of funny the way it is. And I do like that he got stabbed in a chapel, which we'll talk about later. So I don't know. I wouldn't really change it for those reasons. But I think maybe having like him being able to actively do something, I think was how I was like envisioning it happening.
Yeah,
like him being able to like do something. But also conversely, that still adds to his whole like, I can't be there to help when I want to be thing. So it still works.
Yeah, I will say, I am just going to say this, like, I hope that doesn't change him from talking shit. It's like,
love our shit talker.
No, we need our little bitch Eddiemaxxing talking shit. I love his bitchy moments, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the character. It's not even like an insult. It's part of the character.
It wasn't even that bitchy. He was just like, thank God the person who shot my friend is dead. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
The bitchy part was like, I found a silver lining.
Yeah.
I found a silver lining.
I don't think it's bitchy. I don't even think it's bitchy. It's like, yeah, the person who is potentially killing someone I love is dead. Fuck them. Like, he was talking shit. He got stabbed. Like, that's what happened. I don't think he was being bitchy about it. Yeah.
Additionally, another thing that could have worked better, I think, is Han touched on it a little bit, but I really think we should have had a moment between Eddie and Buck talking about like Theo, and Eddie encouraging him to foster Theo. I think specifically because like we do have that scene in the ambulance. He's thinking about Theo and then all the people that he saved and how they like slip through the cracks. I really think that could have helped. He could have had an argument in terms of like if Buck was, I know I said this in their 8/17 special or maybe before that, but like he could have helped convince Buck to foster Theo. Like I feel like that could have fit in there somewhere. We also know that for Tim, Eddie was originally going to play a bigger role in the Buck and Theo storyline, but was rewritten, rightfully so, to have him in the migrant story. So hopefully, not even hopefully, we know that it's going to continue into season 10.
Yeah. So it's like that whole point about what could have worked differently, what could have been maybe better for us is like kind of a bittersweet, like almost double-edged sword, because Eddie absolutely should have been involved in that migrant storyline. But it's just like, oh man, to like have that, which was great, at the expense of like a little more Buck and Eddie regarding Theo. It's bittersweet, but like, it was the right decision. So yeah, we can only hope that we will see that kind of dynamic.
The only thing we know about season 10, it's all these three men keep saying. So
you
we
better
know
follow
Detective
through,
Athena, Nurse May, and literally just Buck, Theo, Eddie will also be involved somehow supporting. That's all we know.
And a little tidbit from Aisha being like, Auntie Hen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should have put this with the pacing stuff. So I think while we were watching, it seemed like the hide and seek with Anatoly, like it was good and there was a lot of tension in there, but it seemed like maybe we spent a lot of time with the hide and seek thing. I think that's something that you said while we were watching.
It got a little comical because he was just really bad at just looking in any rooms or behind curtains or anything. I think he looked behind one curtain, and then he was just like, "Come out, I'll find you." And it's like, okay, bro, open some doors. Like I just started making jokes because I was like, this man is the worst at hide and seek. Like, did he pass kindergarten? Like
he didn't have enough people to play with, probably.
But I was just like, I was just like, damn, this is really bad criminaling. Like, if you're here to like have revenge and kill someone, it's like put a little commitment behind it and open some doors.
Yeah, so like I guess just like to put this maybe with like the pacing stuff that we were talking about earlier, if we took like shaved a little bit of time off that, it could have been allotted to something else. The tension was still good. It just went on.
I feel like we could have taken at least 1 to 2 minutes of that off because it was a lot of just him not being good at looking. But
okay, this is a not so serious one, but it's serious for me.
It's serious for all of us, actually.
Okay, fine. It's serious for all of us. The next time we see Tia, Pepa, and Buck interact, I need another Evancito thrown in. I love that. It just makes it more, like very integrated into that family. So love those. Love that pet name for him.
Yeah. And then also something that could have worked differently. So even though, here's me being a Gemini, even though
no, where was Bobby?
Hold on,
that should have been Bobby.
Hold on, I haven't said it yet. Even though like we brought McCluskey back and that was like, it was a nice thing and it absolutely helped Athena move towards being a detective. And now you can say it.
Where the fuck was Bobby?
He's on a new show.
That should have been Bobby.
He's expensive.
They couldn't have had that man just like a disembodied voice. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Peter, can you go in a closet and record 3 lines of dialogue? We'll give you a bunch of money.
It's just a close-up of Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Just
hearing his voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was kind of like the unsaid thing, like elephant in the room where we were all watching that. And it was like, this should have been
Bobby.
This should have been Bobby. This would have been a perfect place for her to talk to Bobby, like she wanted to at the very beginning of the season, and have this really be like a nice closure point. It was a very obvious thing, but it's also like, we understand Peter is busy again. He's got a new show on CBS.
He's employed.
He's too expensive.
He's
like
happy for him.
Okay. Like happy for him, but
everyone in that writer's room, like, I just need to know that you know that it should have been Bobby, right?
I'm sure they know.
Yeah.
If they don't, well, here it is.
But like, again, understand you can only do with what you can, but we know in a perfect world that would have been Bobby.
Even like, we're team Bobby is dead. We like that Bobby's dead. We like where the story is going without him, but dead. Like, keep him dead. But like, hello, one of the few times I'd be like, yeah, bring that man back.
Like, especially
for 30 seconds. Come on.
Especially because we already saw him as a Force ghost in like 8/16. So it's like, it would have been a perfect moment to do that. But we understand why not.
I think this would have been a good moment too, like, especially versus the beginning of the season, because it really would have been like, you know, she really is moving on, letting go, like healing. So I don't know. The McCloskey thing is fine.
Yeah, it worked for what they needed it to do, but there was a glaring void shaped like Bobby in the room where it was like, we know what.
That's not the white man we wanted to see.
Like, we know what you would like, what they would have wanted to do and had and were limited by logistics to do. We just wanted a couple initial thoughts. Reflecting on season 9 as a whole, I believe we're going to do our season 9 wrap later on in the summer, where we've had a little more time to maybe like rewatch the season as a whole, and get like, and look at it a little more in the rear view mirror for that. So I think there's one thing that someone from our post 9/18 live stream said, where they said, we can very much guess why Eddie keeps being sidelined when it comes to wrapping season long arcs. But how do you think they could improve upon this, even if they can't do what they've been wanting to do?
We tried to do a thought process on this because we were like, that's a great question. Because it's like, obviously, they aren't able or willing to do gay Eddie yet, right? Because that's kind of where a lot of the arcs, where a lot of the subtext and stuff is leaning. And we were like, okay, so like, what could have changed for us to have like been more satisfied with this storyline for Eddie? And we were like, well, someone in the elevator. And then we were like, well, no one could have actually been in the elevator with him, because then he would have had to have some kind of conversation.
Yeah, no matter who it would have been.
So I don't know.
I
don't know is the answer.
Yeah. If anything, it feels like the only, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we can do. I think the only thing, it's like we're going back to where we started. Well, I guess we didn't really.
There's way more movement for him in this season and a better wrap than so many other seasons.
Yeah.
And especially, I think it was just maybe still a little lackluster for us, just in the way that it has been such a good Eddie heavy season. And we were like hoping for more of a, I don't know. Because they gave us good stuff.
Yeah, they gave us fantastic stuff.
Okay, so yes, Eddie's storylines were very good this season.
Yes,
as a whole, like it was very good.
He was the it girl.
He really was the it girl. I mean,
the season.
Yeah. I just think Eddie should have the right to develop like as a character outside of like stories with Buck, because like I know that's one of the main complaints that I've seen like online, that Eddie or Buck should have been involved, you know. And sometimes with each other. And sometimes, like, I have to say, again, looking back at season 9 as a whole, I have to say there are some instances where I was like, their dynamic is lacking a little bit. Can't really say where right now because that's a lot of episodes that I'd have to go through to tell you. But it still worked regardless because of where they were, like their heads, like, you know, like we were like grieving Bobby, and then Eddie was thrown into this Abigail plot, which was very good, by the way. It's one of my favorite plots.
We ate that up.
Yeah. And then we got Buck and Eddie back together for the crossover and Mother's Boy. And then Buck, you know, with the pill dependency. So, okay, maybe it is a little bit of that bittersweet line that we had to toe with the migrant versus the Theo plot. Yeah.
I think it's the little things for me where it's like, and maybe speaks to a little bit of like a larger, I don't want to get into the discourse of it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it feels like Eddie is not as, and I think it's on him. He doesn't reach out.
And we've talked about that a lot this season.
He's done it more this season than ever.
Yes.
But like I'm thinking about like when Abuela passed away, we don't see him reach out to anyone. And I think that would have been a moment for him to like reach out to Buck. And I'm not saying that I wanted Buck there like at the end of the episode for him, but like some sort of nod or something to like him. You know what I mean? Like, how are you not having your best friend support you when one of the most important people in your life just passed? I don't know. And like no
I'm
one at the 118. Like that was a moment for me where I was like, huh.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. So like Eddie's development is always away from the 118.
Yeah.
It's always away from them. So like it's like he's developing internally. Meanwhile, everyone else is kind of like helping each other. And it's kind of like not annoying. I don't want to say annoying. It's kind of like, no, it's bittersweet to see a little bit. It's kind of like, you know, he has this family that he can lean on. Yeah. And I think he knows that he can lean on. It's just sometimes it's like, this is what I mean. Like the dynamic is lacking a little bit. But the thing is, I think I will say for Dia de los Muertos, I think it worked. I think he's faced death in a way that I just keep thinking about that ending scene with Chris and the ofrenda, and I think that works, and why he didn't rely on the 118.
But
I understand having like maybe having a nod.
Should have, but I think there should have been a nod. It should have been like him getting a text from Buck like on his screen, or you know what I mean, just something where it's like you see that like they know and they're trying to support him.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a full like. No, like
I don't even need them on screen.
Funeral or on screen. I will say, I think I will say that ending monologue does touch upon, without saying it, like it touches upon like reaching out to other people because like after the initial death and your own reaction and like dealing with it, it does touch upon that, but it's so like nuancy and so like not in your face.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it. It's like, you know, it's like, but it works, but it's also like,
it works, but I just wish there was maybe a little bit more to show, because it's like we know that Eddie knows that he can reach out. We don't really see him doing it. If he does, it's to Buck, which is fine. But it's kind of like when we see him involved in the found family outside of work, it's always him showing up for other people. And I just really would love to see more
people
of the reverse.
Yes.
Because I think that's specifically with season 9. I mean, I could absolutely see them addressing that in season 10 too, because it really feels like what they've been doing with Eddie this season, and I'm talking like season long, they're giving him a lot of movement because he's had a lot of like these smaller storylines, which have been, again, really great. We've loved to see them. But when you look at it as a whole, it's like, okay, well, there wasn't necessarily like a conclusion of sorts to this arc. And I can only imagine that they're going to be continuing it moving forwards. But like, then it's like, okay, well, you're going to have some sort of satisfying conclusion to that character arc in some way. So how would we do that? And I think we know a very certain way that we would like to see that happen. That would kind of like tie everything up in a bow, not to say like story ended sort of thing, but like things like coming to a culmination for this particular thing. and have that be very satisfying. If you don't understand what I'm saying gay Eddie. I'm not saying that's the only possibility. That's
no,
just
there's
like
other ways.
There's other things and other like conclusions to a character arc that you could do that would be satisfying as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think we got to like a specific conclusion for him
for any of the season
9
overarching things. No.
Yes, which again,
I think
totally
that's okay
fine with
because
doing longer ones.
I think the like distrust of systems and that kind of stuff, it will probably continue.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but yeah, I don't know. Like another example I can think of, not in this season. I don't know why I just thought of it. Like, and this is nitpicking because again, it's like they couldn't have. I mean, I guess they could have and then had him still do it. But like in season 8, when he decides to move to El Paso and Buck outs him, right? Everyone's just like, oh, of course you do. They support him immediately. There's no pushback. Whereas like when Buck was like, I'm quitting the team in season 5. In 5, everyone's like, the fuck you are. Like, and Eddie's the first one to be like, no,
you're stuck with us.
But it is like everyone's kind of like, no, we're not, accepting that. So I think the fact that like there was just no pushback for them to be like, are you sure? Like there's no other option, or like, are you going to be okay? Like it just was like, of course you do. We support you. And it's just like, again, it's not bad. And he had to go to El Paso because that was the storyline. But it's kind of like, I just feel like there needs to be more equal treatment.
Yes.
Portrayed
the only thing I will say to that is I think the 118, it's the way the 118 treats Buck versus Eddie.
Sure.
It's Eddie's dad responsible. Buck is rash decision making. Meanwhile, it's actually Eddie doing rash decision making.
But it's like they know enough about him at this point to know that he is a mess. Like, yes, he's very competent, but also in personal life, a mess.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I think also part of that does go to the character of Eddie, and we've talked so much about like how he doesn't allow himself joy and doesn't necessarily like, what part is like the writing and what part is like the character like not allowing himself to be open to that kind of like support from the other characters. It's like a weird like meta line to draw because that is very much in character for him. So like a part of that movement for his character should allow him to like open himself up to that stuff. And how do you get there?
I think it's also the eldest daughter syndrome that he's got
100%
happening. Like,
yeah, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
I'm taking back my Dia Morthos comment. No, because Buck's snickerdoodles, Bobby's snickerdoodles are on the table. So that
is true. He did call him.
You gotta dig deep.
Yeah, but it's there. And that's the thing.
But
and that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to dig deep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I said, it still works, but you have to dig deep because at first glance, I didn't notice that until somebody pointed it out on the internet.
Yeah.
Thanks, internet.
Yeah.
Do we have any other thoughts about season 9?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it just got like we have a lot of thoughts.
I love this season. I'm gonna have to talk about it way more in the wrap. I love this season. I think it's one of, if not the best season. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. But like my favorites are 2 and 3. And I did just rewatch both of those. So
seasons
I feel like seasons 2 and 3. Yeah, it's an incredible season. And I think especially coming off of how we were so worried about how things were going to move forward with Bobby Bones.
Bobby.
Like it was just like banger after banger after banger. And like even the ones that we didn't give it a 10 out of 10 were still entertaining and good. You know what I mean? Like I think it's such a good rewatchable season with such beautiful storylines on grief and so many other things. It's not just like the season of perpetual grief.
Season of reaching out.
Season of reaching out.
Absolutely.
Season of having each other's backs.
Yep.
I don't know. I just think it's a beautiful season. I can't wait to rewatch it like it's a movie.
Yes.
A really long movie.
There were so many times. I mean, we're still in this section of like, what could have been, like our reflection on season 9. There were so many time jumps. I know that it was for a reason. I know it was like to move Harry to, graduate from the fire academy. And then we have like, May is just starting her. That was one of them. And then we have May starting her nursing, advanced nursing program. So I'm assuming that by the time where in season 10, she's either still in that program, but closer to graduating, or she's done with that program and she's an actual nurse. But yeah,
She'll be like halfway through.
So many time jumps.
I think that was the nature of a little bit, at least, of how weird the season had to air because of like the Olympics and the airing schedule. Because normally we stop in like November and then we don't come back until like March.
Yeah.
So that's a natural time jump. And instead it was like we had a 2-month time jump, a 1-month time jump. And like 2 more time jumps. So yeah, it was a little
jarring.
It was a little jarring to just be like, oh, it's just like constant time jumps.
No, it was like we were literally like,
it's
what month
rivalry
is it?
up
Where
in here.
Oh yeah,
what year is it?
But yeah, aside from that, to your point, Han, I mean, I did rewatch season 9 from episode 1 to at least 9-13. It's such an easy watch. Like as rewatch goes, like it's so easy to just like fly through at least the 13 episodes. I didn't get to 14. Yeah, no, I think the as a whole, like all the storylines are so interwoven and like very connected, except, you know, some payoffs at the end of the season. But so far, like it's one of my favorite seasons. 2, 3, and 4 have always been my favorite seasons. This is also up there somewhere.
I think it's absolutely some of the strongest writing the show has ever had.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
especially across the whole season.
Yeah, it was so consistent in the tone of the writing, in remembering things from episode to episode. So consistent. The story, like as a whole, was so connected. There was so much connective tissue. One of my favorite phrases. I did adopt that.
Sure. And all those textures, I'm sure.
I can't wait to watch this back, especially, you know, when we do our season 9, like rewatch episodes, however many years from now, and really dive into the themes of the season, because that was so like tight across the board. And so it was so rich thematically that it told such a beautiful story across the season. Like if you're looking at it kind of zoomed out, big picture. Yeah. It was a beautiful story. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's also one of my favorite seasons.
It was such a beautiful reestablishing of the found family. Like, I don't think the found family has ever been as strong as this season in the show. And that is one of the reasons why it's up there, if not my top. And I know it was definitely something that we had felt had been a little lacking since we came back, you know, to ABC a little bit. And we were like, you know, it's probably because shorter season and then like restructuring and like trying to get, you know, soft reboot. So this really was just such a good, like, no, we're not just coworkers who are friends. Like, this is a family, and we're
a family who works together.
Yes, and it's the family business.
Oh my god, another one.
Yeah, but they just did such a beautiful job with that and expanding the dynamics, and I hope they continue to do that into season 10 of especially like different combos of characters. Like especially like we didn't get to see a lot of it, but like at the beginning of the season, like seeing Chimney and Eddie and Hen and Eddie and other people who aren't Buck,
like all those different permutations
with Eddie, you know, as much as we love Buck and Eddie, but we love to see, you know, the family extending to Eddie outside of Buck.
Yeah. Can't wait to revisit this in our season wrap too.
And also just the amount of Eddie in every episode. Yeah. Great Eddie storylines. Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why this is such a high up there season for us. God. Let's be so real. Yeah. As Eddie girls. Yeah. This fed us.
It was just good one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your season 9 wrap later in the summer. Coming to you at a time
that is not now, in the fall.
So this was just a preview of our wrap.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll have more of our fun stuff with like the superlatives and all Phil's super fun summaries.
We're not.
The Phil summary.
No.
Yes. The people yearn.
The people do not yearn.
We're people.
Yes, please let us know. Please leave your feedback in the comments. Just say you don't want them anymore.
No, tell Sil how much you love.
It doesn't matter because we want them.
Yeah.
I listen to the people, not you.
We are the people.
Okay. We are the people. We are the world. We are the children. Okay. Anyway, character moments. Starting out with Athena. My moment for her was in her coma dream scene, McCluskey. Like, she was just like, oh, I'm dead. I'm dead, aren't I? And I just thought that was funny because, like, even on the brink of death, she's still a little sassy diva. And I love that.
Yes.
She was just like so over it.
Yeah.
Girl, this is your near-death experience. Look alive.
This is your brain. This is your life. Like,
I mean, to follow that one up, I mean, I love Athena. Like, my highlight for Athena was like her little witty little one-liners, like
yes.
You know, when she's letting Elaine know that they will be having conversations about her change of pace because she got to sleep on it, you know? Like, so funny. This is how you use Athena.
Like, no, I respect the writers for utilizing their time with Angela Bassett to make her say the most like out of pocket one-liners.
Oh my God. This season was good for that too. I just remembered the girl where, like, with the mom that was, you know, cyberbullying her, and like they had Athena, you know, question the other girls that she was friends with and call her a like what did she say? Like,
I forget, but
was it kill yourself, bitch, or something? Like
yes,
that? Some out of pocket shit. I love that. Let's continue that.
My highlight for Athena was her basically heading up her own sting operation for Detective Hooks after he was coming after her. Like, she's basically, and we've been saying this, she's basically doing the job of detective anyways. Like, who else could like do their own sting operation where they are also the bait because they are the intended victim? Like, that's just Athena. That's like quintessentially Athena. And it's just like, yeah, her first, even before her first day on the job of detective, like actually officially detective, it's just like, yeah, I did my own sting operation for the guy trying to kill me. That's just cool. I feel like that really undersold it, but I really enjoyed that.
All right, so my highlight for Harry is him grappling with the fact that he's feeling powerless on the rooftop. Oh my God. So my highlight for Harry is when he and Buck are in the rooftop and he's talking to Buck about like feeling powerless, and basically that being the reason why he became a firefighter, to not feel so powerless because he's able to do something, but like, you know, seeing his mom just made him realize that isn't really that he's thinking that it's not enough. So yeah, he's just feeling very like powerless. And
kind of to piggyback off of that, like the way that he ended up utilizing what power he did have by like being super brave and like tackling Anatoly when the time came and to save both May and his mom and Ravi was a really great moment, because it was like, no, he couldn't really like help his mom, but this is something that he could do. And I think it took a lot of guts to be able to do that. And just the fact that like, yeah, he was able to help save his mom in that way, in the way that like nobody was really able to help save Ravi. Okay, May and Ravi.
My moment for May is her doing her best Grey's Anatomy new season of interns. Starting her extra accelerated nursing program of 12 months. Very interesting. I love TV math.
It's like, we're going to get a time jump plus another time jump.
Because I remember like when the nurse thing came up, I was doing research on what the shortest program was, and it was 18 months.
We were like, how are they going to do that?
And then they were like, they made a point of saying the next 12 months, because it's an accelerated program. And I was like, all right.
I think this is how we do that. I think somebody heard you.
And it's your first day, and you're going to talk to patients. That seems real. Anyway, I do love that she found something that is going to be more fulfilling for her than being a lawyer.
Yeah. And that we'll see it next season too. May's storyline.
Yeah. My highlight for May, or I guess it's more like May and Ravi, kind of like, you know, because they're in a relationship. Like May asking Ravi to go see Athena with her for like support. So, and Ravi's kind of like, oh, you want me to come with you? So like, you know, it's like another step, and like, it's not like a step, but like, you know, she's reaching out to Ravi for like support. So, and it's kind of like he's stepping into it with her.
Aww. Yeah. And I just remember, kind of for my highlight, I remember in, what was it? It would have been 9/15. I think still you were like, he would just be like the best supportive boyfriend. And I really like that he gave May the socks, even though she was like, socks? Thanks. But it's because he was being so like supportive of her new like nursing venture. And again, in 9/15, he was like, yeah, that'd be perfect for you. So just like to have someone on her side, and or like having her back, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like their whole teamwork in this episode was really great.
Hey, at least it's not a tracking bracelet.
I was gonna say that.
Is this a Grey's reference?
No.
No, that's a Buckley reference.
Yep. Taylor, tracking bracelet, Christmas gift.
I did not remember that. Wow.
Yeah.
It's because I feel like Ravi is kind of like bucking away.
Yikes.
Wow.
I had zero recollection of the tracking bracelet thing.
Yeah. Oh, the tracking bracelet. He's a terrible gift giver.
Yeah.
Ugh.
At least to women.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, yes. I would love for you to be able to see where I am all the time.
It's not weird at all.
How thoughtful. Anyway.
Yeah.
Maddie and Josh. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maddie and Josh. My moment is Josh. Thank God he was here in the finale because I feel like we did not see enough of our guy this season. But yeah, anyway, Josh was like, I'm the man in the chair. Move over, Maddie. I've been training my whole life for this. And then like walked Buck and Harry through the hospital like he's done this before, which was random but great.
He's got a lot of knowledge up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Josh knows all.
Good job for calling your brother when there was an active shooter in the hospital where if the phone does go off
and his ringtone was on,
on, that wouldn't have been great. I'm so sorry. Is that a highlight?
I mean, I think it was just so hard for Maddie because she was separate from everyone else. So
girl,
like,
text him.
Go there. It's not like she was doing anything at dispatch.
But too, she could. Well, I mean, I don't think they wouldn't have let her in, but
no, didn't stop the people at Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyways, so Jennifer Love Hewitt, just a beautiful emoter.
You know what? Yes, Jennifer Love Hewitt, beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful emoter, just like Rachel said. Which I guess that was her highlight. I'm sorry, I was like, let me try to find something nice.
I just feel like any of her story was like cut out of this episode.
Oh, you know what? Maddie being the best supportive wife ever to Captain Chimney in the beginning of the episode where Chimney's like, I don't know what to tell them. You know, she just gives the best advice on all, and she's just always very supportive of him and getting him to calm down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay. Perfect.
So many fake highlights.
Oh my God. Yeah. Most of mine are fake. Well, fake as in like not real serious things.
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean,
none of them have been serious so far. I don't think.
No, that's okay.
Anyway, speaking of, my moment for Hen is her sticking her hand in a man's chest again. LOL, some things never change. Am I right?
Is this like the third time?
She loves doing that.
She does.
And you know what? That is so cool of her. Slay.
Yeah. Slay queen.
Slay queen.
But don't actually slay.
My highlight for Hen is actually having faith in Athena to make it through during her little talk with Eddie, who was having a little crisis of faith.
Yeah. A little one.
Yeah.
And then it's going to turn into a bigger one.
Yeah.
But Hen is steadfast. And then
she's rock steady.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Yeah, because like Hen is so rock steady because she knows her limits with her chronic illness now, and she even tells Chimney, who was trying to be like very compassionate and conscientious about Hen and what she can or can't do, but she's just like, no, I know my limits. I'm not shaking. I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then proceeds to, stick her hand in the man's chest and manually, do his heartbeat, like
cardiac massage.
Thank you. Cardiac massage.
Got my doctorate from Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
I'm still studying up. So sorry.
Yeah. So just like her arc in season 9, especially in like that midpoint to the latter half whole thing. Hen's arc in season 9.
Oh my
really
God.
Lovely.
No, you know what? It was good. It was good.
But that's not what we're doing. We're doing moments from this episode.
I know. I was just saying, like, that was a nice, like, endpoint to the.
That is true.
Carry on.
All right. So Chimney. My moment for Chimney is, oh no, baby's first team member NDE as captain. It's going to happen eventually. He did manage a whole season almost without it. So that's much longer than Bobby did on screen. He lasted one episode.
Oh,
it was the second episode. But I like how, he was freaking out and didn't really know how to be there for everyone. So he reached out, to his person to figure out how to be there for them.
Yay. Good job, Tim.
That's my most serious one. Hope you enjoyed that.
We did.
My highlight for Chimney is immediately trying to break through. So, okay. Yeah. So my highlight for Chimney is him immediately trying to break through the ICU doors once he learns that the shooter is targeting Athena, because like it makes me think about what he tells Maddie in 817 about wanting to protect her, like Bobby, like he had asked Bobby when, it's like these deathbed requests that Chimney was having, if he was the one to die. So, it's like if there was any way possible, he would make good on that promise for Bobby. So it's a slight nod or, call back to 817.
Oh, my heart. See, mine's a little unserious. So I just really love anytime Chimney and Hen like mind meld and they do their like psychic talk where with their teamwork, like Chimney knew exactly what Hen was thinking of when they were treating Ford, the guy that got shot. And then Chimney's whole when they're being complimented on their teamwork from the other nurse in the hospital. And he's like, yeah, we used to tour together. Like just silly little quips like that. But they're the way they're able to read each other's minds so effortlessly.
It's a good nod
they're paired together.
It's a good nod to like their fight over the season. Yeah. It just kind of like, it just came to me. I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just like they got separated, like they're not paramedic duos anymore. It's also just their fight too.
Yeah. They're on the same page professionally and personally. Let's go Buck.
Oh, Buck. My highlight for Buck is when he goes, where the hell is my husband?
Hell yeah. As he should.
Yeah.
Because you would have heard from me if he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, you were hearing from us because we were like, hello, anyone? Is anyone going to notice that Eddie is not in this group hug? Our reaction to that.
The whole chat was going
oh my God,
hello?
That was embarrassing.
Hello.
What about Eddie? He's in the elevator.
He's dying.
Somebody get interrupted.
But he dying.
We got interrupted about that.
Yeah. Okay. My highlight for Buck is him being, so it's again the rooftop scene with Harry and him being there for Harry and, giving him a good like a reflection moment because of like the whole being powerless thing. And then like, because it really starts with like, why don't you want to be there where your mom is? And, and then he's just like giving him, some good advice. I started laughing because I read Han's point for Eddie and
just like, the moment I have all been waiting for.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get none of you guys chose this for Buck, so I'm gonna take it. My highlight for Buck was him bringing Theo home and having that moment with him and Theo together of just like Theo being like, I'm gonna live here now, and Buck's like, yeah, and just like looking out into like everything the light touches will be yours in his backyard of all the toys and everything, and just like what a really sweet, beautiful moment where it's just kind of like they're on the precipice of something like brand new, and just like Buck's decision to foster Theo in that way. I love it. Can't wait to see more of it. Thank you. See you season 10.
Cute.
Oh my God. All right, let's go.
All right. So Eddie, my highlight for Eddie. Who needs the Quinn app when I have Eddiemaxxing getting stabbed and bleeding out in an elevator?
So out of pocket.
911 on ABC.
Socials.
Making sure that we're educated with more footage without background music of Eddiemaxxing getting stabbed and bleeding out in an elevator.
They knew what they were doing.
That made it on to my sister-in-law's.
No, that's so funny.
She was like, I watched one episode of 911 and now my feed is this. And she also got the like teasers from the crossover with like the shirtless shots
well,
of
that's
them.
her algorithm.
Yeah, but I think she commented.
So
it was pretty funny. I think she was just like, oh, this social media person knows what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent social media strategy. Again, triple, quadruple platinum in online and in our heads.
They knew what the people wanted. Wow. Anyway, on a less thirsty note, actually, it doesn't matter. Is it really? No. Is it though? Yeah, my highlight for Eddie is going to a chapel in the hospital. And
going to a chapel and we're gonna get stabbed.
Oh my God. And praying to God for Athena out loud and in stereo. And proceeds to talk to the guy who ends up stabbing him in the gut. You can't make this
stabbed, am I right?
Listen, you can't make this shit up because, like, you pray, you got an answer, and then you get stabbed.
And that's the answer.
Yeah.
And that's the answer, because that to me is a big haha in your face. But I'll get more into that later.
She's gonna pull through, are you?
It's more like, this is a life for a life. You want her to be alive? Well, okay, I'm taking your life. Let's see. It's a test of faith, bro.
Take the leap. That's a faith, bro. So my highlight for Eddie was being so put out about being in the hospital after being stabbed. Like, it wasn't that deep. But being happy to be surrounded by his family. That whole conversation between him and Buck before Pepa and Christopher show up, like, it wasn't that deep. The elevator looked like The Shining. Like, excellent moment. Excellent banter. So great. I love everything about that scene, including going like, aw, when Christopher showed up and said the thing, which I guess was just fulfilling expectations. You're welcome.
Okay, queer Eddiemaxxing.
So, part of our queer Eddiemaxxing section, I'm going to talk about our unrepression checklist. Not the full thing, just a couple things, namely one or two. Religious trauma or the Catholic guilt, right? So I think, like, we've kind of circled back from Eddie's beginning plot of the season, which was the religious trauma, Catholic guilt stuff, what he's looking for in terms of, like, faith. And, like, I think Eddie is still looking for some sort of faith. Like, for example, in this hospital scene specifically, you can tell, like, he kind of has wavering faith because, like, Hen definitely had faith in Athena to pull through. Meanwhile, Eddie's just like, how do you know that? How do you know she's going to pull through, you know?
Very questioning.
Yeah, he's definitely still questioning. But the thing is, like, him going to the chapel, I think it goes back to what Abuela was saying. Like, you are looking in the wrong place for this kind of faith. Or I know he was talking about God's presence, but, like, it's still at the end of the day, like, some kind of, like, faith or something to believe in. Like, these religious institutions have shown him, like, time and time again that these are places that he probably shouldn't be putting his faith in, like the actual like being in these particular locations, like going to a church, because obviously he doesn't feel the presence there, and now going to the chapel where he might have, but until he gets stabbed,
he felt something else.
So, like, a couple notable times where we're in a location where you think you're supposed to find, like, some sort of faith or presence. So in 905, like I said, it was like the whole, like, talking to Abuela about, like, going to church and how he never felt God's presence. Again, like, the main thesis of, like, he's looking in the wrong place. And then we get into that Abigail, like, exorcist call. It's like, okay, this is still not the place you should be, you know? And he starts, like, reflecting on that right after that call. And then we have 918 here where he's, like, putting his faith in God to, like, help Athena, but then he gets stabbed, which I think when you get to the elevator scene, like, he really had to put, like, faith in himself and, like, blind faith on his team that they would, like, come for him or find him, because, like, honestly, like, God just kind of, like, laughed in his face and stabbed him not in the back, but in the side. That being said, I will say, like, 913 is an interesting thing to look at, because I think Eddie, aside from having, like, help from Maddie and Athena and Chimney over the phone, like he still had to have like some sort of faith that Buck is still out there alive.
Yeah.
And like I think it says like he needs to be putting his faith in people versus like putting his faith in like these institutions, you know, these religious institutions, because that's not it for him.
The people are the things that will follow through and support him, not buoyed by like organized religion or these other kind of institutions that people fall through the cracks.
100%. Oh yeah, it's still and it really does tie into the whole like not trusting institutions, because religion is one of those things. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, why we were so bothered by Alex being like, oh yeah, we put you in faith-based housing, and they couldn't even deal with Abigail, you know, or Abigail really couldn't trust them because look, like everything that happened, basically. I can't even go into the details right now because like I hate that part. I hate that scene so much. Okay, so like another thing, I know like we talked about a lot in season 8 that he's like trying to find joy and stuff, but there are times in 9B, I think, a little bit in 9B that he like we kind of see him not necessarily like losing it specifically, but there are times when like he's very like dark and gloomy and stuff like that.
You get gloomy.
Yeah. So like before the hospital talk with Hen, for someone that like really believes in the idea of chain of command so that no one person bears the weight alone, like why are we isolating ourselves? Because like you have literally the 118 all together and then him kind of like still next to the group, but like to the side, not really talking to anyone. So she's the one who has to go up there and like check in on him or like try to reassure him. I know he blames himself a lot. He's not reaching out. So that's just like he does this thing where it's like he doles out advice, but he doesn't like deserve to have like that kind of advice for himself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like with him telling Buck, you know, it is all about chain of command. It's so everybody can help you like shoulder that weight. And then to have Eddie basically not take his own advice and isolate himself. He's like, I'm going to go get coffee. He doesn't ask anybody to go with him. He's just like, I'm going to kind of like dwell in the guilt that I feel alone.
Yeah.
And take myself over to the chapel alone because he, like you said, he doesn't feel like he deserves the comfort of that support, which is again, it does relate to him allowing himself to find joy and how sometimes he like blocks himself off from that.
Yeah. And I think like, and this is such a small moment, like this example that I'm about to put out, but like, and I know it actually could be tied into something else as well, but like when Pepa and Chris visit and Eddie's like, you're not staying here all night. And like, yes, it's like him, he's saying this because he cares for his child's well-being and whatnot. And then Chris is like, why not? You did that for me. I feel like, so yes, because that's his kid, but it's also like, I feel like sometimes he feels like very undeserving of like good things. And then on the flip side of that, it's also like Chris showing that he's growing up and that he can make his own informed decisions and be there for his father. But like, you know, Eddie's still kind of stuck on that. Like, I need to take care of these people and like put them first versus himself.
Yeah, it's like everybody else deserves to have that support and to have people looking after them but me.
Yeah.
Because I don't deserve that. Oh no. I can't have that. Oh no.
Always feeling so undeserving. Yeah.
Which is why that's part of his unrepression checklist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't wait to bring that back for season 10. It's never gonna go away now.
Yet again, we have Eddie in a small enclosed space all by himself. You know what I'm gonna say? The elevator is a closet. Like he basically trapped himself in a closet. It was necessary and it was a way for him to save his own life in the moment and survive. But ultimately, it is a closet, and it's only when he gets to his final location or final destination where the rest of his people are, and they start and the doors open and they're able to reach in there and help him. So yeah, just another good old closet visual metaphor for our good friend Eddie Diaz.
Love those closets.
Love that. So
I want him out of them.
You've heard of the closet is a coat rack. Get ready for the closet is an elevator. It's the same thing. Same thing. They keep sticking him in little like that. And then I guess this kind of cues up something that Han is going to talk about, which I'm very excited to hear. So there is, because we like to point out, lovely parallels. You've heard it before, but there's a Jesus parallel to Eddie, and our friend Erica from the Discord and over in our, I think this was it our post episode live stream, or
it was in the live stream, I thought.
The live reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. In our episode live reaction said or pointed out that there's a parallel to Jesus on the cross, being poked or speared in the lower abdomen to make sure that he's dead. And that seems to be very similar location to where Eddie got stabbed. So that's just pointing those out. Those out.
Stabbity stab, stab, stab.
Yeah.
So just a little bit more on the religious queer coding, which Syl covered most of, but the struggle is not over. The saga continues. There's only so many times you can put your faith in something and get shot or stabbed before you wonder if God hates you or if there's something wrong with you. And I forget who sings the song, but it's God loves you, just not enough to save you.
Ethel Cain.
Oh.
Ethel Cain. I think of Eddie. I think of Eddie every time I hear that song, because it's very much a queer experience. So queer coding to have wanting to connect to the faith and feeling alienated from it somehow, or feeling you can't connect to it, and feeling is the problem you? Is there something wrong with you? And this is obviously all subconscious, because it's he doesn't realize that he's gay, but it very much just keeps feeding into itself and coming back to this same issue with the religion, not the faith, the religion of it all, I think, for him. And Tim did say that we are this is not over. This wasn't and that's a nice tidy little bloodstained bow on the religious arc for Eddie, because it wasn't just this season, it's been for many seasons that we've brought up his relationship with religion, Catholicism specifically. So but anyway, speaking of stabbing, getting stabbed is genuinely one of the most homoerotic things that can happen to a character in media. We're not making this up. It's literally a whole academic conversation about it's phallic, first of all. The very intimate proximity, being vulnerable,
penetrated,
and that's exactly, it's phallic, the penetrated. And it's the kind of symbolism that creators leaned heavily on, with the Hays Code wouldn't let them just say the thing, this person is gay, no, let's just stab them, so you know that they're gay. It's one of the ways. There's a lot of queer coding it comes from the Hays Code. But anyway, so the fact that Eddie gets stabbed and then spends most of the episode bleeding out alone, while Buck is the one who notices he's missing, asks where he is, and then the elevator dings and there he is in the words of literary scholars, and also just common sense, if you have learned about this, just as I've explained it to you, extremely gay of them to do, as per usual. Always doing the most with the Eddie queer coding. But just as an aside, a word to the queer Eddie truthers like us who want to look out for any queer coding possible. Look out for and pay attention to Hays Code era queer coding themes and tropes, and so forth, because our showrunner, Tim Minear, absolutely loves classic films made during the heyday of the Hays Code. The specific genre that he loves and loves to reference in his work, classic horror, it is the genre that perfected this exact language. You will find a lot of the very classic queer coding is in classic horror films. So anyway, just food for thought.
And that's one of the reasons why, because those tropes have been established, so much horror even to this day,
leans homoerotic.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. Because it's built on this foundation of queer coding.
Yep.
So it's gonna trickle through even to this day and age, even if it's not necessarily intended for certain things. It's just it's gonna be.
Something's giving me stigmata vibes, basically. And I'm hey, if we do a callback to the stabbing, because hey, it can be brought back. He can have another dream of getting
put more holes in that man.
I don't know. It's a half formed thought. And I was also thinking about this the short film that I watched for Latin American it was like film and literature, and it was like about it was called Santa, and like this girl was getting stigmata here and there because she was in love with another girl, something like that. She was getting all the stigmatas because she was in love with, you know, a girl.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember if it was like self-inflicted, but either way, it was in the hands and the feet.
So it's a punishment
for being,
okay. I mean, because he has almost all of the places, he just has to wound his other wrist, right?
Probably.
And the feet.
Let's leave his feet alone.
Yeah.
So it's like we're like more holes, but except in these areas.
Leave his feet alone.
That man is Swiss cheese.
I don't need to see that.
No.
But if it's generally something that can be queer coding because it's a punishment for being, you know, for sinning,
and
then that can be the queer coding.
And we just talked about how Eddie
yes.
so often doesn't think that he deserves good things. So then what do you do when you don't deserve something good? You punish yourself.
He punishes himself.
Yeah. And he punishes himself by isolation. But then this would be like a physical aspect to this.
Here,
right?
I'll read you the...
Or him thinking that he's getting punished is kind of where I'm...
That too.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me read you the synopsis or the... so it's a 2015 Argentinian drama short film called Santa, directed by Carlos Vilaro Nadal. So the film centers on a teenage girl attending a religious school in provincial Argentina, where when her conservative family discovers she's in a romantic relationship with a female classmate, guilt and violent homophobia falls upon her. The emotional turmoil and religious pressure drive the narrative's tragic conclusion. The themes of faith, sexuality, and stigmata are frequent in Argentinian and Latin American queer cinema. Yeah, that's the Catholic guilt, and you know, in the Latin American queer cinema.
The queer symbolism of stigmata in the wounded body. In Christian mysticism, stigmata, the spontaneous appearance of bodily wounds corresponding to the crucifixion of Jesus, have frequently been examined through a queer lens. Gender fluidity and rebirth, which I don't really think.
Rebirth.
Okay. Academics and queer theologians have long noted the inherent gender fluidity in medieval depictions of the crucified Christ. Historic texts and works, Christ's bleeding side wound is sometimes drawn to mirror a womb or female reproductive organs, challenging rigid masculine portrayals and symbolizing the rebirthing of humanity. Performative suffering. Queer theorists have drawn strong parallels between religious martyrs and LGBTQ plus history. The act of bearing visible physical wounds caused by a hostile oppressive majority mirrors the historical, emotional, and social trauma experienced by the queer community. Okay, so that's kind of the lines of what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. No, but that's really funny because that is a lot of symbolically what we've picked up on for Eddie as well. So it's just like, you know,
I hope we can keep some of this stuff in.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We will. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like it's just like another lens to think about, especially like with Latin American like use of the symbolism and what they use in queer cinema.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yay.
And then there's also kind of like a Pietà visual. I know we've talked about it before because the show has done it before. I think namely the last time I probably talked about it was in 315 when it was like Buck like lamenting about Eddie, like, and Bobby was holding him. So if you remember, the Pietà is like this imagery of Mary holding Jesus after he's come down from the cross. And to me, it's kind of Eddie lying in the elevator as Chimney and Hen are coming to get him. It's kind of indicative of that because they're like, oh my God, he's almost dying. That whole imagery, it does originate in religious art, but there is recontextualization through Gothic literature and classic horror, which again is Tim's wheelhouse. And then I think you can kind of expand on this like kind of lightly where like a Pietà, that what that means is like the pity or compassion where it's like over someone who is suffering. So if you take that kind of like idea of it, I don't think so much in like the visual sense, but like in the concept of, you know, pity, compassion, or Pietà with Buck looking over Eddie at his bedside, like that, you know, one person keeping vigil over another's wounded body in that tradition is rarely just friendship. So that also kind of can carry some homoerotic weight, which is underscored again by that Gothic literature and classic horror history to utilize that.
Horror really doing the most.
Always. Yeah. So like there's that visual component, but then the conceptual component that I think can speak to this, you know, religious queer coding in that way too.
I bet people starting this episode today, most people, so I know some of you on the Discord are like, there's going to be a religious breakdown in this episode, but I feel like most people are like, wow, this is like 1000% more religion than I thought I was going to hear on the buddy system today.
Listen, we're
happy to talk about religion if it's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like academically, because that is kind of how, you know, occasionally we like to look at the show in an academic lens, and religious queer coding definitely lends itself to that. And it's so interesting because it's so rich.
Yeah.
Because there is so much history and it perpetuates so many things like the classic horror, Gothic literature. It's just so entrenched in stuff, like big concepts. On a lighter note now, to I guess kind of like wrap up our queer Eddiemaxxing section for 918. Welcome back, applesauce pudding theory from 913.
Oh my god.
Just as like, okay, literally in 913, I thought I was just being like silly goofy, like, here, let me just throw out this thing. And then it became like a deeper thing about how I didn't mean for it to be. I thought it was just going to be like, hey, this is silly. About like Sheriff Woody, like taking Eddie's applesauce, which was not pudding, by the way. And then
Tim knows 5 names and they include the characters from Toy Story.
And next season, we'll see Buzz. And Jesse. Anyways, so yeah, it kind of spun into like a Sheriff Woody taking Eddie's applesauce away from him is like an outing of sorts, because Eddie wasn't allowing himself to like choose the joy of applesauce. He was like not eating.
So what does him feeding the pudding to Chris mean?
It's him putting other people first again, because he was also pushing away the food, and he was like, I don't want any of this. The things he needs to do to survive and eat is eat. And he's just like, oh,
he doesn't need pudding to survive. That's a treat.
Well,
he gave his sweet treat away.
He gave his sweet treat to Christopher because Christopher is, you know, takes precedence over him. And also like as a way to kind of punish himself some more. Also, this goes with the whole, like, he was going to get some coffee on his way to the chapel.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess back from the chapel, which we know from our sweet treats theory that
it's like,
you know, the black coffee is devoid of joy.
Yeah, it's like it's at this point the black coffee is just an omen. He's about to go through some shit.
Yeah. Oh wait, also we didn't talk about in the religious stuff the thing about like Eddie having to be in the hospital for 3 days.
Okay,
there's the 3 days again. So there we go.
God, we really should stop. Like we should stop because I was like, no, because I was like, man, Mr. Diaz with his like 3 days in the hospital. I don't know. Did you die for our sins or did you die for your sins?
Ooh,
I don't know.
For his sins.
Sorry, what?
He died for his sins.
All right, y'all. Let's Buddiemaxx one more time.
One more time
for season 9 episodes.
One last time.
Oh my god, I was trying so hard not to talk about Hamilton.
And here we are.
So in breaking buddy news, you know, when like we were just saying, Buck is sitting at Eddie's hospital bedside, and when you look at it, oh, Buck is where? At Eddie's 9 o'clock, and then also right in front of him when Buck is standing next to Pepa watching Eddie and Christopher interact. So
remind the people why we care about 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock from 9:07, when it was in when they were in the club and in the club, and Buck was trying to point out, you know, potential ladies for Eddie, and Buck was like, oh, at your 9 o'clock, and Eddie was like, that's my 3 o'clock or whatever. But it turned out that Buck was at his 9 o'clock, his actual 9 o'clock. So yet again, we have Buck at Eddie's 9 o'clock, and then the right in front of him, which we know from season 8, where are you, right in front of you, season finale, and how often they've had each other just like right in front of each other, which connects back to the whole abuelas, you were looking in the wrong place Where is it? Right in front of you. And then during baby Nash's birthday party, we have Eddie and Chris playing with a balloon, which is so interesting. Now I guess we have balloon theory because Theo came into Buck's life via balloon.
Oh, that Pennywise ass fucking balloon.
So just that connection there.
I was gonna say the Wizard of Oz.
Hmm?
Said, is he the fucking Wizard of Oz?
I guess so.
Yeah.
So this is a continuation of what I was talking about at Eddiemaxxing, but it was Buddie, so it got moved here. But Eddie's homoerotic wound is also a romantic wound because he's bleeding out alone, and Buck is the one who notices he's missing and asks where he is, and then the elevator dings and everyone turns and there he is. And that specific beat, like the frantic noticing, the reveal, is one of the oldest queer coding tropes in Gothic literature, classic horror, melodrama. Ooh. Again, it's just like, I see you.
And then we can go right into some Buddy parallels and symbolism. I think we noticed a few parallels to 913 specifically. So Eddie in the hospital with Buck by his side kind of parallels to Eddie being in the hospital in 913. And the first thing he does when he like wakes up is like looks over to his side, that same side, that like 9 o'clock direction. And Buck is not there. So just to kind of have it be like, oh, finally Buck is where he's supposed to be, right by Eddie's bedside or right by Eddie's side.
Yeah, so like Buck makes this face when Pepa says like, try and get between them and you'll lose. And Buck makes a face, and I think this has been read several ways, and like I feel like they're all probably valid. I think the most common is like he's thinking about Theo. He's thinking about when Eddie and Chris left, you know, for Texas. But what I was thinking of is when he was sacrificing himself so that Eddie wouldn't be kept from going home to Christopher via death, because Bonnie and Earl were like going to kill him, and he was like, no, like I'll be Derek.
Yeah.
So I think that little flash to me, I'm choosing to read it that way, that he was like thinking about that they almost were kept apart.
I like that read too. Also, like just an interesting thing, like when we find Buck in 913, he's like clutching his side. Kind of like how Eddie was also clutching his side after getting stabbed. So just like, oh, okay, so they're stab for stab. Well, he was electrocuted with the cattle prod, but he was, you know what I mean? Just it looks the same.
Yeah, red string of NDE.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also like when Eddie was breaking out of the hospital, he was also clutching his side. So I guess it's the same thing, but they decided to give Eddie an extra. I need to clutch at my side because I actually got stabbed and I'm bleeding out. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a funny little parallel.
Yeah, it is.
So funny. An additional funny little parallel, we've got 914 as well. So like when Eddie is like confronting Buck because of the whole therapy thing, not going to therapy thing. And he says to him, you were role playing with a psychopath. And Buck's like, it was just for a day. It's the same thing as Buck being like, you were stabbed in the gut. That elevator looked like it was from The Shining or whatever. And then Eddie's like, not that deep. Like, you know, it's just so like hand wavy, like
under dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just don't want to be in the hospital.
No.
They don't want to go to therapy.
No.
So it's just funny ha-has, parallels after NDEs and injuries.
And then parallel to when at the very end, when everyone is reunited and everyone's hugging and it's so lovely, except Eddie isn't there. And Buck is the one to be like, hey, has anyone seen Eddie? Where's Eddie? So that kind of feels
Eddie.
It's like that seagull from Finding Nemo.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Eddie.
So that kind of felt very similar to the season 2 finale with the whole team hugging in the firehouse, and they're like, oh, everything's back to normal. And Eddie is the one to be like, well, almost. And it's cut to, you know, Buck not being there because he's still recovering after his leg got crushed. So both of them kind of like looking out for each other in those moments of like the whole family's reuniting, but something's missing, and they're the ones that point it out.
I don't even know if this was a parallel. Maybe this should have gone to Buddiemaxxing, but whatever. So like when Eddie's like bleeding out in the elevator, and then like the power went out and the generators kicked in, the elevator had an E for, I'm sure it was E for error, but it's also like an E for Eddie, especially like when Buck and Harry are trying to get on the elevator and they're like E, but E for Eddie because like Eddie is in the elevator and they don't know that. Wow, they just missed each other. Anyway, but yeah, so there's that. So and then we have an A18 where it's the classic "where are you?" right in front of you parallel. So we have like in 918 we have like the "where's Eddie?" So like where are you? And then the elevator like dings and it opens to reveal Eddie, like a silent right in front of you.
That was a perfect timing.
Yeah.
And then also from 907, Buck saying, I'm not leaving your side in the club or something. And then he proceeds to like immediately like leave Eddie's side and go to the bathroom. And it's kind of like, so now Buck is never leaving Eddie's bedside. And that kind of is similar to Eddie being at Buck's bedside for Buck's dependency recovery as well in 915. So just like they're always, not only do they have each other's backs, not only are they right in front of them, but they have each other, they're at their sides. I don't know. They're just fully encompassed, I guess. And then, oh, I'm so sorry. Plug your ears for a minute if you don't want to hear it. The Buckley-Diaz hospital scene with Pepa is very much a 204 Stuck reference. Also 817 with Eddie's apology, bringing Christopher and Pepa back, but specifically with Stuck because it is also in the hospital too. And Pepa has a very similar conversation to Buck about Eddie in 204. So about how I think in 204 it was like, man, my nephew is such a saint. He takes care of Christopher, all that same thing. And this conversation is very similar to that as well.
Yeah. So kind of like touching on to like Eddie, like isolating himself from literally the rest of the 118. He doesn't like allow anyone to pull him out of that, even including Hen and Chimney who tried to reach out. Buck, unfortunately, was pretty busy with Harry. So, and rightfully so, like Buck's been like there for Harry throughout this entire season, like an older brother type of situation. So he was preoccupied, but I feel like Buck would have or could have talked to Eddie. Granted, who knows how that could turn out at this point in time. But yeah, so if it had been Buck, maybe things could have been different. Maybe somebody wouldn't have gone to the fucking chapel, or maybe they could have gone to the chapel to
go into the chapel and we're gonna get stabbed. Married or stabbed, nobody knows.
Okay, one thing that I do kind of want to talk about real quick before we move on is like when Pepa says, I don't worry when he goes into a fire, but it's everywhere else that I worry. I'm pretty sure you, me, literally everyone on the internet thought she was going to say something like the same thing, but I don't worry. Something like, I don't worry when he's with you.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's what kind of what it was implying.
I think that I think that it was the implication.
Yeah. But like, I know you have his back. It's when you're not there that I worry. You know?
Exactly. So yeah, for us, I think that's how we read it. I think everyone on the internet read it that way.
Yep.
Because we're all smart. Because that's what she should have said, actually. But
that is what is implied.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. We'd be remiss to not mention that.
Yeah. And then I think, unless you guys have something, just a very quick what if buddy forecast. It's not really a what if, it's what Tim, Oliver, and Ryan keep saying based on their interviews. But Buck is in next season, in season 10, going to lean on Eddie for advice on Theo, help with Theo, something. Eddie maybe showing up to help with Theo the way Buck has helped with Chris. But Eddie will be involved in some capacity with Buck and Theo.
Yay!
And I'm assuming Christopher will also be there and be involved.
Yeah.
So
Buckley-Diaz family.
Let's go. Revamped.
2.0.
2.0.
Can't wait. See you in season 10.
Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, shout out to our best buddies on Patreon.
Thank you so much, Aaron, Alexandria, Alma, Amanda, Amber, Amy, Anna Squared, or Anna, Anthony, Asha, Aubrey T, Aubrey G, Casey, Christian, Dana, Elizabeth, Ella, Ellie, Eloise, Emmy, Elsie, Erica, Evelyn,
Gabby, Gracie Jane, Inika, Irv, Jen, Jin, Joey, Juan, Jules, Kate, Kel, Kenny, Carrie Elizabeth, Kitty, Quincy, Leah, Leo, Leslie, Marianto, Max, Maya, Mike,
Millie, Mishi, Nat, Paul J, Patricia, Pigeon, Poppy, Proxima Nightmare, Rachel, Rebel, Seffi, Sheila, Sherry, Sophia, Stacy, Pedastus, which is the most fun name to say out of all of these, Tina, TJ, Tonka, Tristy, Vera, Wade, and Zachary.
We're about to start a mini segment about what if someone was in the elevator with Eddie.
It's exclusive to the Best Buddies tier of Patreon.
So if you'd like to vote on and hear special mini segments each episode,
and get a personalized shout out, subscribe to our Patreon. Okay, so talking about a few season parallels.
All right, so we do have like a major parallel between the season 3 finale and this one with the party. So like, for example, like Maddie and Chimney find out they're having a baby in the season 3 finale, and then another Buckley gets another baby, or well, toddler, but gets Theo. Another, a little silly one is like Eddie getting hit in the face with the beaded necklace by Buck when they were doing like the little photo shoot, and then Eddie gets hit in the face with a balloon by Christopher. So that's...
Want to bet neither of those were intentional.
Oh my God.
Well, we know the first one wasn't intentional.
Yeah, we know that one wasn't intentional. And honestly, I would believe that the other one was not intentional, actually. It's, it just happened. Another fun one is like Eddie in the season 3 finale montage. He's like seeing Chris off at the bus for like a summer camp. And then we have Eddie again in front of a bus seeing Esteban off. As he goes to El Paso.
It's like his summer camp at the Diaz.
And then we have like May, who is looking for like her next career move. So she ends up talking to Maddie about, well, we find out in season 4 that it was about dispatch, but I mean, it's obvious. Like she wanted to talk to Maddie. Maddie's the only one that works at dispatch. And then now we have May starting her advanced nursing program.
Yay.
And then Athena is grappling, like in the season 3 finale, not really the montage, but like the finale, she is grappling with like the aftermath of the assault that she went through and what that means for her as like for her career as a cop.
Oh, yeah.
And then now after Athena got shot, she realizes that she needs a career change. So it's like growth and like movement forward for Athena as well.
Yeah. And then something that struck me as similar when Harry was, basically like tackling Anatoly to the ground, and then SWAT shows up, and the way Buck was being very protective of Harry and like leading SWAT and being like, he's with me, was very like Athena and Buck coded from Brawl in Cell Block 911. I wrote it correctly, so I would say it correctly. Because like if you remember in that episode in season 5, the SWAT team like goes and tackles Buck, and Athena's like, no, he's good. He's with me. So it's like basically the same thing and kind of like paying it forward in that way from what Athena did for Buck doing to Harry. So that just seemed kind of similar too. And then I guess we can get into a little bit of what we know about what's coming next, which will be sometime in season 10 in the distant future. Womp womp. So whenever season 10 premieres, which we don't know, but is probably going to be sometime around the September, October time. So we have a couple mentions and quotes from, I think, Tim and Oliver. So we know from Tim in an article with Decider by Nicole Gallucci that Detective Athena will still be involved in calls, and she'll undoubtedly find her way into more perilous situations in season 10 and potentially beyond. So I think one thing that we were kind of curious is with Athena not being on the usual beat where she could
patrol sergeant.
Yeah, on the usual patrol beat where she could kind of like choose where she wants to show up, like how that would work with her being a detective. Sounds like she'll make it work and she'll show up where she's needed. Pick and choose. We also have Nurse May is in an expedited nursing program. So we can assume we'll see some of that in season 10. I'm assuming. I don't think they're going to do a full year jump. Hopefully not. And then we've kind of discussed this as well, but what it sounds like we'll see with Buck as a foster parent to Theo and his struggles with parenting and fostering. Will he adopt? So Oliver said in an interview with Sophia Soto for Awards Radar, Oliver said, there will be more to explain of that process as we move into season 10, I would think. And certainly we'll look at the difficulties involved with the process logistically and emotionally. I know we'll dive into why it's Buck and why there's nobody else that has taken him in as a foster and stepped into this role. I know those are storylines that Tim is excited to explore and reveal as we move into the next season. And I think we are also very intrigued and excited to know more about.
We also have a quote from Tim.
Yeah, it's the same decider one as earlier.
He's saying there's more religious struggles for Eddie and we love to see it.
Yes.
Quote, I think he has a complicated relationship with his traditions and it's something I don't want to just drop. The showrunner suggested Eddie's relationship with religion will be ongoing. And yes, he's open to bringing Father Brian, Gavin Stenhouse, back in the future.
Yes. Do it.
Hey, hot priest.
Everyone cheer.
Yeah.
Please.
Give it to us.
Give it to us immediately.
Yes.
Speaking of which, that absolutely goes in our wish list, right?
Yes.
We want to see more Eddie struggling. We want to see more Buck dealing with all of that. Sorry, struggling with, actually, yeah, just struggling.
No, we do.
So
sorry. I mean, we love joyful, jovial Eddie, but like he also got to be struggling.
It's what makes the joyful part so impactful.
Yeah.
The depth of the struggle is how wonderful and light the joy is, balance.
Yeah. But I also like once the struggle is sort of over, because with this character, it's almost never over. I would still like for the 118 to help and support him a little bit.
That would be great.
Well, I guess we're in our wish list, right?
Yeah, we are.
Like, officially. Okay, great. Can we... I mean, I understand the purpose of time jumps, but I feel like we used them a little bit gratuitously.
Liberally this season.
Very liberal. Yeah. So can we, not too much, not too much anymore.
Yeah, because like I think we just really want to like revel and sit in like the real-time experience of Buck adjusting to life with Theo and like May learning, like working her way through nursing school and Athena adjusting to detective and, all of this stuff. We love just like being able to sit in these moments with these characters. And especially when you leave it on, some things that are so life-changing for some of these characters. It's like we want to pick up like kind of where we left off with that, specifically like Buck and Theo.
Yeah.
Then we have a couple suggestions from our friend Millie from our post-episode live stream. She said, I would love them to revisit Eddie having potential to advance his career in the LAFD.
Me too.
What are
We've
his
said
goals?
this many times.
Yeah. What are his aspirations?
I have him pursue the, lieutenant track.
Especially with like Chimney as captain. Like they've done a good job where, I think I said this before, where they're able to communicate better. I think like it looks like Eddie is kind of like Chimney's like right hand man a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alexander Hamilton.
Yep.
And I think it's just a cool. I think it would just be a cool little additional dynamic between the two.
Mm-hmm. And then Millie also said that she would love to see Eddie reclaim joy in ballroom dancing.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but also this leads me to whatever the equivalent of Rachel always asking for a musical episode. Get ready for that with me because I need to see Eddie dancing with Theo. I need to see it.
Oh my God.
I need to see it more than once, but at least once. I need it.
Yes.
I need it like toot sweet. I need it post haste. I need immediately.
Like a little toddler dance party.
Yes. Like, I'm just imagining, like, it would be so fucking cute if it's, like, how he, like, if he's helping Buck out and, like, babysitting Theo at all.
Yes.
Like, if that's how he gets Theo tuckered out.
Oh my God.
And it's like this inside joke where it's just like, how do you get him to sleep? And Buck can't get him to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And he's
so
just like,
cute.
I have my ways.
I have my ways. I've been parenting for a long time. And it's like, no, he literally just makes him dance for like until he drops.
Oh my God.
Just to add to that, I think it would also be really cute if Theo gets into like sports and stuff, and like Eddie can help him with baseball. I think that'd be really cute too.
Oh my God. Yeah, I saw a picture that Lincoln and Theo like socials, the twins that play Theo or Teddy, I think.
Teddy. He
goes by Teddy. Like one of them at like little league practice. It was just like, oh my God, they were so cute.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That would be adorable.
All the bonding moments. Yep. Yes. Okay, so here's an idea to just kind of throw out. We know we've heard Ryan mention a few times that he would like to revisit or explore further like some of Eddie's military background, have that like come back into play. And I know a lot of people have certain thoughts and feelings about just like the military industrial complex as a whole, and some people are just like, nah, we don't need to see that. I propose an idea that might make everybody happy in some certain way, where it's maybe
loosely.
Very loosely. I don't know. It's just like a spark of an idea where it's like maybe somehow Eddie gets reintroduced or reconnected with someone from his basic training squad, like not in his like actual platoon, but someone that he was friendly enough with to remember from his army days or something like that. And it turns out that maybe that person is gay, and Eddie has to kind of like think back and recontextualize a lot of stuff because he didn't.
Person's gay? Why didn't I know? It's
Tommy
Tommy's
2.0.
gay. Yeah, all over again.
It's the Tommy parallel. It's like, oh, I didn't know that, where it may make Eddie recontextualize a lot of things. The way I'm seeing it very loosely is just kind of like a mashup of, you know, Eddie's military thing coming back and that like trope of like Eddie had a friend or a best friend or someone from El Paso in like childhood where like it may have been a crush that he may or may not have like realized that. So kind of like mush those two together in an interesting way. I think would be cool, like an interesting way to see that come about. I don't know.
I think in general, I'm open to seeing more of the effects on him of his military history, of like more into his PTSD, because guess what? He still has it.
Yeah. Something to like make him do more reflection about his time there. Than
maybe like or like volunteering with a veterans group, or you know what I mean? Like going to like a meeting, like a group for veterans. I just don't think anybody really wants to revisit him actually being in the military, like flashbacks to that.
Yeah. No, I think it would be way more interesting to see him being confronted. Again, it could be any of those kind of ideas, confronted with something in his present day that makes him reflect and think back on his time in the military through a different lens than he originally thought of it while he was in it.
Otherwise, there's no reason to revisit that.
Yeah. I think the other thing that ties into like maybe Eddie's distrust in, you know, these organizations too, like you said, Han, I think like help with like the veterans and stuff like that, because I think that really we even touched on that this season. You know, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Ben Cowan. Yeah, in 908.
You know, whereas like that's a vet with PTSD, and it's like, why isn't he getting the help that he needs? Because that is a huge problem. So exploring that kind of stuff, I'm interested in that, but I'm not interested in
I don't need him in full army gear in a flashback shooting at people. I don't need that.
No, you already have that. It's 3:15, and that's what you got.
Yeah.
That's
so
all
just like an interesting way to bring that back in a way that we would potentially rather see it.
Yeah.
That being said, if we get a 913 reprise where he's going extra feral, I don't mind seeing that, you know. using his skills.
No, like his actual training. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
He bark, you know, he goes a little Frank Castle.
Yeah.
You said bark, and I just immediately thought Frank Castle.
Frank Castle. Cool. That's why I said bark.
Conditioned.
Dog day afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, John Bernthal, we love you.
We love you so much. Yeah. Could do something similar to that, you know? The Punisher one last kill.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Just without the killing.
Just without the killing. Yeah. But that kind of like
anyone.
That kind of like very internal processing of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully Eddie would be in a better place mentally.
Yeah. Like as much as I love knowing that he would kill for a buck, I don't want him to have to deal with the aftermath of killing someone, even if they were terrible.
Yeah. And then there is a tweet that we wanted to point out because I think we really like thinking about it in this way. So this is from Haley at _118 problems. And they said, I will say that Eddie's through line this season being helping others or being a light in the darkness, yet ending up trapped alone in the dark could be a really interesting thread to pick up in season 10, where he battles doubt of his place with the 118. And they finally touch on how much it affected him to be isolated from his family when Bobby died. And then all of it culminates in the 118 showing up for Eddie and reaffirming how important he is to them. Please do this thing for me. It would be so good. Please, please, please. And I think we just really co-sign that because we have talked about that kind of thing a lot where it's like, even in this episode where it's like Eddie is isolating himself and like we'd love to see him be able to reach out, or with season 9, it was a lot of like people leaning on each other and offering support. So like seeing everybody like rally for Eddie in the way that we saw everybody rally for kind of like Buck in 913, rally for Athena. Yeah, I don't know why all of the examples are escaping me. I think I mentioned that in 917. So refer to that. So
another item on my wish list, which I mentioned earlier, is more Pepa. Yeah. And more Buckley-Diaz, more Pepa from the Buckley-Diaz hospital scene. I demand more of those in the beginning of the season and the end of the season and in the middle.
Just bring Pepa in as a recurring guest star.
Have Pepa interact with Theo. That's fun.
That would be cute.
Yeah. And also, I think I already mentioned this, but I need more Evancito. It just hits. I need her to call him Evancito again.
Any other nickname, like just like endearing nickname, I would
anything
also
with an
too.
Ito at the end.
Yeah.
And another item, we talked about it already. It's like bring back Esteban because, you know, he went to El Paso, but like I think this would be a good, like, I guess, bridge maybe. Like maybe the Diazes are so tired of him and like maybe like one of the sisters like goes with Esteban back to LA or something, or like maybe Esteban is in a relationship with one of the sisters. Who knows? I don't know. And that's how we get the sisters in LA.
Yeah. Basically, we would love to have Esteban back.
Yeah.
And
that too. He's funny.
We would love to see the Diaz sisters, especially if Eddie's doing some more, you know, soul searching, reflecting, you know, any of that.
I'm over here like, oh, these like new characters that they introduced for Eddie, except for one, bring them back. And I'm just saying Esteban and Abigail. Those are the only two.
Ooh, I would love to see Abigail again too.
Yeah, I'd like to see how she's doing.
Same. I don't know if we said it in the wish list, but Hot Priest, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Bring him back too. I would love to see him in a more semi-regular role, the way we see him for Bobby in the first couple seasons.
Yes.
And like have that be Eddie's therapist, because like, let's be real regular therapy does not work well for him.
Nope.
No. And that would be a great like tether to Eddie and Bobby as well.
Yeah.
Yes. But also more religious trauma, but make it even more queer coded.
Yeah.
I want him to unpack some of that and find some more trauma that he didn't realize was there. The religious trauma is fun for me.
I know.
And I mean, honestly, I kind of figure if we're gonna explore more religious stuff for Eddie, that trauma is going to be there, and we're gonna find the queer coding in it. So
for sure,
but like
there's
for it
queer
to be
coding
like
regardless. But I'm
yeah.
saying like make it even more gay, like as explicit as we can get without
basically
doing
like,
more than they can do right now.
Yeah, basically find a way to mention it in the same way that like they had the 217 Shannon parallel in the last episode, and then they had Eddie actually talk about it. That kind of like make it explicit in like the dialogue or the text or something like that.
Yeah,
so everybody know. Anyways,
also just one for the road. Gay Eddie would love gay Eddie.
I should have just throw out Buddy Cannon too. Like, might as well.
Love Buddy Cannon. I think that's way further off the track. But I would love if the stars and the planets and everything could align for us to get gay Eddie.
Or it's like gay Eddie through Buddy Cannon.
That is also fine too. I'll take it how I can get it, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, so in a week, our 100th episode is coming out. Our Buddy Explainer. And I think that even if you go here and you love Buddy, that you should still listen to it, especially the end of it.
Yep.
And that will just be my thesis statement for every time I say gay Eddie, because of all of those things.
Points
You'll hear it
that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Points to that.
When it comes out next week. Yeah. Yes, please. Co-signed. I think that does it for our wish list. We might have more wish list items when we get to our season 9 wrap.
Oh, listen, we want that. We should say again, we want that opening emergency, like,
oh, yes,
to
parallel with
the tsunami.
Eddie and Theo.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yes. Would be
real bad.
Excellent.
We need it. I mean, if we're gonna do Shannon accident, dying, if we're gonna do that parallel, we gotta
just go all the way.
Yeah, gotta do we gotta do a tsunami parallel, Eddie Theo version. We don't need the tsunami, but we need an Eddie Theo version emergency.
Yes. Specifically
version
Eddie Theo,
of whatever.
I think we do need an opening emergency that does pertain to Eddie and or Buck.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen that since season 3. And give Athena a bit of an opening emergency rest.
Give her the same amount of focus we gave in 3, which was like they kind of split it equally among the whole ensemble, except Buck got a little more. I just saw you go.
Yeah. I think I'm also just going to add, we could use another like thriller episode.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, but you have to do a Buddy episode every season.
Specifically a Buddy episode every season.
We need a Buddy episode every season.
It hit so good.
Like, obviously, it can't be just them every time, but definitely like a more Buddy heavy episode where like some shit is happening to them or they're causing some shit accidentally.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like this episode and the vibes of like the bachelor party, which is again short as hell, but like it's just, come on,
it's so fun.
There's so much to do there and like play off of, and we should be doing that.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be, it can be lower budget because there's less people involved and you don't have to use as many sets.
Episode.
Yes, I was just about to say also a bottle episode, and no, this one does not count because we're in more places at the end than just the hospital.
There are so many places.
Yeah. So we need an actual bottle episode, and then also you won't have to pay for sets for anything else either, even though you have standing sets, whatever. We're thinking about budget for you, You can't have a bottle episode that ends in a bunch of different places as the montage.
It's not a bottle episode.
No, you have to have beginning and same place.
What we're basically saying is all acts in the script need to be taken. They need to take place in the same place.
Yes.
A hospital bottle episode would be really easy now.
Yeah.
Fire
like
station
an actual
too.
in the hospital. Like stay in the hospital for the whole episode.
Yeah. You could do the fire station.
Fire station.
You could build a set for the
bunk room.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you would have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Also,
but need a Buddy focused or at least heavy A plot or some kind of fucking shenanigans just happening to them.
Which I'm sure will be
every
a Theo thing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Cause they could do a Buckley-Diaz family like disaster episode. That would be really fun.
They
try and go to a theme park.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, that would be so fun.
No, they go to a theme park, they lose Theo, and they just freak out. But they can't split up. You can't split them up.
And Theo's having like the time of his life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's safe. He's fine having the time of his life.
It's like basically the opening of 9/17, just at least somebody noticed, and that would be Buck and Eddie. Yeah.
What does that feel like to me? It's like not Home Alone, but something similar. Where he's just like, he's having a grand time. Are we gonna give bonus points if this kind of Buck and Eddie mostly solo episode is also the Halloween episode?
They could do trick or treating,
or in addition to, because like that's so early in the season.
It's too early in the season for it.
Yeah. Okay, so has to be separate than the Halloween episode.
Okay. No, because they could do the same thing for like a trick or treating, and like they can't because he has a mask on. Like they can't. Everyone has all the kids have the same costume or something, and they're like they can't tell which one's which, and like
that would be.
They already pulled off the masks from all of the kids, and then like Theo is not there, and he's just like,
oh my God. I've absolutely seen that in some sitcom. I can't remember which one.
Oh, man.
There's so much
potential with this kiddo.
Yeah.
Was it Double Toil and Trouble?
I think so.
Wow. I dug that out of the archives of my brain.
That feels really.
For anyone who doesn't know, that is a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie from the
deep in the 90s.
Early in the 90s.
Like sorry, I meant
or 93.
Like deep, like far away.
I was not alive.
No.
I was not even kidding.
Was that like 93?
Were you watching many movies in the womb?
I don't know.
It was 1993.
Hey.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Oh my God, me too.
I like the Bahamas movie.
I think Passport to Paris and the Australia one.
I feel like I had one more thing on this wish list, but it's gone. I just don't remember.
Is it Buddy related?
I think so. Hold on, let me scroll up real quick. Maybe I had to do.
Oh, you know what? I would love to see a Maddie storyline that doesn't revolve around her work.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's all we got this season. And I was missing.
Yeah.
I was missing my Maddie time.
I think we mentioned it last episode too, but like, maybe we would love to see Maddie outside of work a little bit more, like when she's not talking about work.
Yeah, I would like to see like a Maddie Chimney dealing with their two kids.
Yeah.
Maybe.
While they're also now like management leadership roles, and it's just like a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, there should be an episode where like one pair of people have to babysit all of the kiddos.
That's the Buck and Eddie shit is happening episode. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's May and Ravi.
Oh God.
Oh, that would be so funny.
Yeah.
Because that would be an actual disaster.
Or everybody just thinks they're so cool because they are.
Or give all the kids the Uncle
Or
Eddie.
they think it'll be easy, except none of the kids think they're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Maeve, Ravi, or Buck and Eddie can take care of all the 118 children.
That would be really cute. Okay, I'll just say musical episode just to bookend it.
Yeah. All right. So, this is coming out next week?
Yes.
This week?
Well, if you guys are going to the Saving Lives Con, find me and Rachel. We'll be there, I think, Saturday. Saturday. And then the following week, we'll be in Nashville over the weekend.
Come find us.
For Rescueverse.
Yes, I think in Nashville, we're going to try to have a couple times on maybe Friday, around the time of the Friday registration, and probably hang around on Sunday where we're just like hanging, because Saturday will be, busy day for everybody. So we would love to come chat with anyone who wants to hang out with us for a little bit.
And then June 6th is our birthday number 2 for the Buddy system.
Hey, we're toddler now.
We are toddler now. Don't know what we're doing for that, but
I don't know. But our 100th episode is, like I said, the Buddy Explainer. So
yeah,
that'll be fun.
I don't know if we're going to be doing anything
that week.
Like a live stream. Maybe we can do a longer Patreon live stream.
Yeah. Speaking of our live streams on Patreon, we just started Lone Star. We watched the first episode. So if you want to watch us react to Lone Star, subscribe to our Patreon.
We'll probably be reacting to some other stuff too over the hiatus.
I think Interview with the Vampire has been thrown. The gauntlet has been thrown for that. And
the third season.
The third season, yeah. And then just some other stuff, whatever kind of we're feeling in the moment. But definitely some more of Lone Star. We're excited to continue too. So join us over on Patreon for some fun reactions over the summer. And it'll help make hiatus go a little better, a little faster, hopefully. And you'll still be hearing from us our regular episodes. We will be going back to our rewatches. Season 4.
Yeah. Season 4, the crossover.
Yeah. Speaking of Lone Star.
Picking it up. And then we do have some specials we'll be throwing in over the summer too. But yeah, obviously no current season coverage until we do like our season 10 perspective. Will be out weeks before that season starts.
Yeah.
At a time, yeah.
When we have a little something to go off of, basically.
Yeah. We basically just go like, here's what we know. It's almost nothing.
Here's what we can look forward to.
See.
Yep. It's basically one big wish list episode, which is fun.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yay.
All right. So remember, don't get stabbed in a hospital chapel.
But if you do,
definitely make sure to take a buddy with you.
Thank you for listening to the Buddy System podcast.
Can't get enough of the buddies? Subscribe to our Patreon for access to our Discord community, full reaction videos, and even more exclusive content.
And if you really want to make our day, leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Please come yap with us on your favorite social media platform.
We're at Buddy System Pod everywhere. That's BUDDIE System Pod.
Catch you next time. And don't forget,
bring a buddy with you.